Hi, welcome to my channel English Audio Stories. Ready for today's English story? Let's go. Rain, tea, and an old bookstore. Emma didn't plan to go out that day. The sky was gray, and the rain had started early in the morning. She usually liked the sound of rain when she stayed at home, reading a book or making tea. But today felt different. She needed air. She needed space to think. So she took her umbrella, put on her old brown coat, and walked out of her small flat. The streets were quiet. People walked fast, trying to stay dry. Emma didn't mind the rain on her shoes. She walked slowly, without a clear destination. After a few minutes, she turned onto a small street she had never noticed before. It was narrow and quiet, with old buildings on both sides. One shop had a sign that caught her eye. It said, "Wood and Pages, Old Books and Tea." Emma stopped. She looked through the foggy window. Inside, there were shelves full of books, small tables, and warm light coming from old lamps. A woman behind the counter was writing something in a notebook. Without thinking too much, Emma pushed the door and walked in. The air smelled of paper, cinnamon, and something else she couldn't name. The woman looked up and smiled. "First time here?" she asked. Emma nodded. "Yes. I didn't even know this place existed." "Most people don't," the woman said kindly, "but it finds the right ones when it needs to." Emma smiled back, not sure what to say. She took off her coat and walked slowly between the shelves. There was something comforting about this place, like it had been waiting for her. Emma moved slowly between the shelves. The books were old but beautiful. Some had gold letters on the covers. Others had pages that looked like they could fall out at any moment. She ran her fingers gently along the spines, not looking for anything special, just enjoying the quiet. In the back of the shop, she found a small corner with 2 armchairs and a little round table. A teapot and 1 cup sat on a tray, as if someone had just left. Emma looked around. No one else was there. She sat down and let out a quiet breath. The woman from the counter came over with a 2nd cup. "Chamomile tea," she said. "On the house for first-time visitors." "Thank you," Emma said, surprised. "That's very kind of you." The woman smiled again and walked back to the front. Emma sipped the tea. It was warm and soft, just like the light in the room. She looked around the shop. There were no phones ringing, no loud music, no rush. Just books, tea, and time. On the table was an open book. Someone had left it there. Emma leaned closer to look at the title, Letters to a Stranger. She didn't know the author. She picked it up and read the first sentence, then the second, then a whole page. The words felt personal, like someone was speaking directly to her. The book was full of short letters. Some were happy, others were sad, all were honest. Emma didn't notice how long she sat there reading. It felt like the world outside had stopped. For the first time in a long while, she wasn't thinking about work, emails, or anything else. She was just there. Emma turned another page of the book. The letters inside were short, like pieces of someone's life. Some talked about love, others about loss. One was simply about walking alone in the rain. That one made her smile. On the last page, something caught her attention. There was a name written in pen, not printed. The handwriting was small but neat. It said, "If this book finds you, maybe you're the one who needs it most. A." Emma stared at the note for a moment. Who was A? Was it the author? Or maybe someone who had read the book before her. She stood up, holding the book in her hands, and walked back to the counter. "Excuse me," she said. "Do you know who left this book in the back corner?" The woman looked at the cover. "Ah, that one. It's been here for months. People read it, leave it, and someone else finds it again. No one ever takes it home." Emma smiled. "There's a message inside. A note signed by A." The woman nodded slowly. "Yes, I've seen it. Many have. But no one knows who A is. Some think it's a traveler. Others think it's just part of the magic of this place." Emma held the book a little tighter. "Is it for sale?" "It's not," the woman said gently. "But you can stay and read it as long as you like." Emma looked around the shop again. The rain still tapped softly on the windows. The quiet felt warm, like a blanket around her thoughts. She walked back to the corner and sat down. The book was not hers to keep, but it felt like it was meant for her, at least for today. Emma stayed in the bookstore for more than an hour. She finished the book, closed it softly, and looked out the window. The rain was still falling, but it didn't feel cold anymore. Something inside her had changed. She looked again at the final page with the note from A. The message stayed in her mind. "If this book finds you, maybe you're the one who needs it most." She took a pen from her bag and opened the back cover. There was space, empty, waiting. For a moment she hesitated. Then she began to write. "Thank you, A. I didn't know I needed this today, but I did. Life has felt heavy lately. I forgot how to pause, how to feel quiet. This book helped me remember. Maybe someone else will find the same peace here. E." She put the book back on the table and stood up. The woman behind the counter gave her a knowing look, but said nothing. Before Emma left, she turned one last time. "This place, it's special." The woman smiled. "It knows who to call." Emma stepped outside. The rain had slowed to a soft drizzle. She didn't open her umbrella. She walked through the wet streets, holding nothing in her hands, but feeling lighter than before. At home, she made tea and sat by the window. The world felt slower now, and that was okay. Not everything needed to be fast. Later that night, she thought about the book, the letters, the shop. She wondered how many other people had written in it. How many had sat in that chair thinking, breathing, healing. She wasn't sure what tomorrow would bring, but for the first time in weeks, she was ready to find out. 1 week later, the rain returned. On a quiet Thursday afternoon, a young man named Daniel walked through the city. He had just finished a long day at work. His head was full of numbers, deadlines, and emails. He wanted silence. He needed something he couldn't name. Turning down a small street he didn't remember seeing before, he stopped. A sign above one door read, "Wood and Pages, Old Books and Tea." It sounded like a good place to disappear for a while. He stepped inside. The air was warm, filled with the scent of tea and old paper. A woman behind the counter looked up and smiled. "First time here?" she asked. Daniel nodded. "Yes, I didn't plan to come in, but here I am." "Then maybe it planned for you," she said softly. Daniel smiled, not quite understanding. He wandered between the shelves and found a quiet corner with 2 armchairs. A book lay on the table. Its title read, "Letters to a Stranger." He picked it up and turned the pages. The letters were short, honest, human. And in the back, he noticed something more, handwritten notes from people before him. He read, "If this book finds you, maybe you're the one who needs it most. A. Thank you. I forgot how to pause. E. Daniel paused. He sat down. He closed his eyes for a moment. He didn't know who A or E were, but their words reached him anyway. He smiled, took out a pen, and began to write. Great job. You finished the story. Keep listening, keep learning, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.